गुड मॉर्निंग गाइस, मैं हूं मसल राइडर और ये चैनल पे आपका फिर से एक बार स्वागत है। वी आर राइडिंग द पल्सर 125, माय न्यू मोटरसाइकिल। सो इट्स ऑन संडे मॉर्निंग एंड इट्स अ संडे मॉर्निंग। इट्स अराउंड 8 AM इन द मॉर्निंग, 7:45 AM इन द मॉर्निंग। आज कोई किधर भी राइड पे जाने का प्लान नहीं था, सो आई थॉट व्हाई नॉट, आई विल प्ले विथ माय न्यू पल्सर 125। अपने दोस्त अंश एंड अक्षय are coming to meet me. They want to see the new bike, so they are coming to meet me at Bandra. I just picked this motorcycle yesterday, and if you have seen the earlier video, you might know that the reason behind picking this motorcycle for the commuter duties, because I don't usually use the Domina 400 for all the commuter duties and all. So I picked this motorcycle yesterday. I purchased this motorcycle yesterday. I took the delivery of this motorcycle, and from now on the Pulsar 125 will handle my commuter duties, from office commutes to daily city commutes. I thought, why should I miss an opportunity to make an first ride impression. I mean, कल डिलीवरी लिया तभी मेरा फर्स्ट राइड हो गया था, बट इतना काफ़ी टाइम नहीं था मुझे फर्स्ट राइड का रिव्यू बनाने में, मतलब फर्स्ट राइड इम्प्रेशंस बनाने में. आई एम गोइंग टू शेयर दैट पॉइंट्स टुडे विथ यू गाइज. सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद द फर्स्ट राइड इम्प्रेशंस रिव्यू ऑफ द न्यू पल्सर 125 Neon. So let's first start with the heart of the motorcycle. So that's the engine. The engine on the Pulsar 125 is the obviously 125cc engine, which produces about 11 to 12 horsepower and a bit less newton meters of torque. But then again, you don't need all that power in the city if you are going to do the city commutes on this motorcycle. So basically the engine on the 125 Pulsar is directly borrowed from the 150. I mean, they have a different engine displacement. All the internals and externals of the engine are almost shared with the Pulsar 150. It's bigger motorcycle in the same Pulsar family, and obviously the airbox and the exhaust and some internals have been tuned, and obviously the engine is bit smaller in size compared to the 150cc. And you know what, you can rarely feel any changes. I mean, the Pulsar 125 and Pulsar 150 looks exactly the same. By looking at just the motorcycle and ignoring the badge of the 125, you might be mistaken. The Pulsar 125 comes in this blue accents and a matte grey finish. So basically the colors have changed, color schemes have changed compared to the 150, and the rest all looks of the motorcycle are exactly the same as the Pulsar 150. The handling of the motorcycle is absolutely light. The motorcycle is light to handle in the city traffic. It does not come with an upright flat handlebar. It comes with an clip-on handlebar, but you don't have to go that much down. The rake is not that much sharper on this motorcycle, so you don't have to go that much down. In spite of the clip-ons, the sitting position is not aggressive. You sit upright and tall on the motorcycle. You don't feel any fatigueness on your wrist, on your palms, on your back, on your bumps. I took the delivery of this motorcycle from Goregaon and rode all the way to Chembur, and believe me, yesterday the traffic was horrible. I rode through the horrid traffic of Mumbai, and I hardly felt any discomfort riding this motorcycle in the traffic. So that's why I went for the 125. Lower the weight, easy to handle, and its softer seat is complemented by a more softer suspension. I mean, I have experience of riding the Domina, and the suspension of the Domina is absolutely stiff, but the Pulsar 125 has an absolutely smooth and soft suspension, so that it can glide over the road patches and road undulations very easily. Look, over the bumps it goes well. Obviously lot well than the Dominar 400, because अगर मैं वो पॉटहोल्स के ऊपर से Dominar 400 लेके जाता तो अब तक मेरा लंबार का पूरा हिल जाता. Actually, yes, that's the case. As every Dominar owner says, the suspension on the Dominar, the front suspension on the Dominar, obviously I'm talking about the old Dominar, as I old Dominar, the suspension on the old Dominar front suspension is soft, so it's plush over the bad roads, but the rear suspension is damn. It gives you a hard brake whenever you go over the bumps. ऐसा लगता है भाई क्रैक हो गया लगता है एलॉय पीछे का, नहीं तो फिर अपना बैक तो क्रैक होता ही है. And the Pulsar gets a dual spring suspension at the back, which is powered by endurance, and at the front you get a telescopic fork as usual. Couldn't test light spread of this motorcycle in the tunnel was too short, but I won't be talking much about the lights on the Pulsar 125 because I haven't ridden the motorcycle at the night. But in lights you don't get any LEDs whatsoever on the motorcycle. Yeah, you get an LED tail lamp. The tires, coming to the tires on the 125 are not for sporty riding. The tires on the 125 are for decent handling in the city and are for lots of commutes, so don't expect any cornering abilities on the tire. Your tires on the 125, you get a Seat tire, so which is enough for the commuter duties. Now coming to the brakes. The brakes on the 125, you don't get an ABS on the Pulsar 125, but you get an CBS, so it's basically a combined braking system. So yeah, even if you don't have an ABS, I don't think personally that this motorcycle needs an ABS for commuter duties. Yeah, I know anything might come in front of you in Mumbai traffic. The brakes on the 125 are a lot better compared to the other 125cc motorcycles in this market. It even gets a bigger disc brake compared to the other motorcycles. It even gets a fifth gear, which most of the 125cc's don't get a fifth gear, so that you can cruise easily on the highway on the fifth gear. So things are pretty much smooth at 60-70 kmph thanks to the fifth gear which this motorcycle gets, even if it's an 125cc. So now coming to the switch gear on this motorcycle. So you get a engine kill switch, you don't get a headlight switch, because as per the BS4 norms, the headlight on this motorcycle stays always on. And you get a power starter button, you get a high beam flasher, you get a high beam low beam switch, you get a turn indicator switch, and you get a horn. So switch gear is of decent quality. Talking about the instrument cluster is pretty much basic. They haven't changed the instrument cluster on the Pulsar since lot of years. Even the Pulsar 180, even the Pulsar 150, and now the Pulsar 125, and even the Pulsar 220 gets a similar kind of instrument cluster. You get a big analog tachometer, big speedometer, digital speedometer, you get a fuel gauge, odometer, you get 2 trip meters. I guess I don't know exactly how many trip meters are available on this motorcycle. I think you get a 2 trip meters, you get a shift light, battery warning, high beam indicator, it even get a side stand warning, low fuel indication. So yeah, it gets pretty much all indications on the speedometer. So now talking about the service intervals. The first service interval is at around 500 kilometers or 1 month, whichever comes earlier. Second service interval is at around 5,000 kilometers, and the third service interval is at around 10,000 kilometers. So I would like to wrap this motorcycle first ride video now, because I think we have covered pretty much all topics other than the mileage and the lights. If you still have any queries, do shoot them in the comments. If you are interested in more motovlogging content, then do check out the channel, do check out the ride videos. If you like the video, do hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel. I will meet you guys in the next vlog. Till then, ride safe and drive safe. Bye bye.